on Instagram as well. That's good. We're live. Welcome to Kiwiradio.nz, a show where we celebrate New Zealand music every week, 10 p.m. Tuesdays, New Zealand time, on our website, as well as simulcast on upfm.co.nz. We have two guests for this episode. Jeivenchy is plugging his Fatal Attraction. We also got a couple of young lads from Wanaka, rockers, powdershoots.com, joining us today as well. So that's going to be good fun. And I welcome our guests today, starting off with Jeivenchy on the phone there. We'll start. Are you Filipino, dear sir?
Yes, excellent pronunciation.
Well, it would only make sense because I'm actually half Filipino myself, so I would hope that I knew Tagalog.
Wow. So you know some Tagalog. That's excellent.
A little bit of Tagalog, just the basics to get me through the day. And I was actually going to ask you if you were Filipino, because I was checking out your music before the podcast and you bust out some Tagalog in the verses. So
yes, I did.
It was a slightly different dialect. What dialect was it? Wasn't the sort of, I'm from Makati, so I'm not.
You're from Makati?
Yeah.
It is Tagalog, so language, just probably my pronunciation.
Right. Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Jeivenchy. How long you've been doing music, and tell us about the new album, Fatal Attraction.
Yes, I'm Jeivenchy. I'm from the Philippines. I've lived in New Zealand for over 10 years now. I've been doing music for as long as I can, but like in terms of being a serious artist, I would say just from 2020.
Excellent.
Yes, and I've just recently released an album called Fatal Attraction, which was produced by Hybrid Rose.
And yes, Hybrid Rose has been on the podcast, and that's actually how we got connected. So shout out to Hybrid Rose, and I really love the Hybrid Rose track Games. That was my favorite. That's my favorite track because I'm a bit of a video gamer, so hearing those little video game effects was quite cool. But describe your first song today. It's called A Little Bit About the Track.
Money is inspired by house music. It's written about, it's inspired by capitalism and overconsumption, and also like MTV music, bling bling, and designer brands. So everything that's opulent and superficial.
Oh, well, we're going to have a deep discussion afterwards then. And thank you kindly as well for your courteous courtesy today, because we'll be inserting the powder shoots in between straight after your song, and you're going to be hanging out in the green room, and we'll have a proper full discussion with you halfway through the show at about 7:30. But first, we'll play your song, then we'll go to powder shoots, and then back to Jeivenchy. So we're going to kind of sandwich it today, which is going to be excellent. So check out a little bit of Jeivenchy with called No Money, and it's from the album called Fatal Attraction. What's the best website to find you at?
Best website to find me, the best would be Instagram at Jeivenchy, or my website www.jeivenchy.com.
Let's get started with the music today. Please enjoy the show, everybody. New Zealand music truly rocks.
No money, honey. Give me the opulence. Our money gonna buy me some happiness. My money spent to give me confidence. It's my ego to look so fly and fresh. Chanel and Gucci. Saint Laurent, Belly and Gucci. My dollar is so bougie. Everybody look at me now. No money, no honey. No money, no honey. No money, no honey. No money, no honey. It's up and stick to West. Wearing sunglasses at night, I'm mysterious. Nobody's gonna know I'm delirious. Everybody here thinks I'm serious. I rock up Chanel, Chanel and Gucci. Laurent, Betty and Pucci. Margiela got me feeling so bougie. Feeling myself, everybody look at me now. No money, no honey. No money, no honey. No money, no honey. No money, no honey.
This is Up FM.
Shout out Up FM family as well. Like techno music, just like that first. They play 24/7 full spectrum dance at upfm.co.nz. But we do hijack the Tuesdays 7 p.m. with New Zealand music each and every week. Next up, we have our second guest today, Powder Chutes. We've got Otis and Clark on the phone. Welcome, gents. Good evening. So I'm going to be the old man today and censor my language a little bit because you're both under 18. So I'll try not to have the old man language come out. Gents, welcome to the show. I believe your dad has tuned in for tonight as well, right?
He should be, yeah.
He should be. Or is he watching like Coronation Street or something instead? Is there something better on?
Probably, yeah.
Something better
on. Old people stuff.
Old people stuff. Like me, podcasts every week. Does your dad go to many of your gigs, and have you been gigging much at all since the inception of Powder Chutes?
Yeah, we've been doing, at the moment, a lot of gigs that we do are over 18 gigs, so unfortunately we have to bring friends with us, which is fine, I guess. But yeah, it would be nice once we get older. Thing, I think. But it always is nice to pay for fuel and things like that.
Yeah. You got to ride that action there with the free fuel for as long as you can, especially with fuel in New Zealand almost going to $3. It was $3 at one point. And
yeah, it's a bit crazy.
I hope you have bicycles in case it gets to $4 or $5. You can start, riding to your gigs. But I'm not sure how the instruments are going to fit in the backpack there.
We'll make it work.
St. Clark, welcome to the show today. What instruments do you both play for the band?
So, Otis, I play bass guitar. Yeah, and I'm Clark, and I play guitar, just the regular old guitar.
Excellent.
And we both kind of sing as well a little bit in the band, backing vocals, but we leave most of the vocals up to Henry. He's the main guru for that.
Oh, what's the rest of the band doing this evening?
That's a good question.
They're probably on a different radio station, right? They're on a different radio station, simulcast. Yeah. Get as much coverage as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I think it's got flu at the moment. Yeah, and then Archie's just Archie. Yeah.
Archie's
A
Archie.
drummer's being a typical drummer. Yeah, drummer.
We love you, Archie. You are the backbone of literally the rhythm, the backbone of the band. But tell us a little bit about your progress. Your from the beginning as Powder Chutes. How long's the band been, and what's the journey been like so far?
Yeah, so we started all together with the current line, bit of an upgrade with Otis coming along, which was nice. About 2019, would it be? Sometime around then. Yeah. And so last year we recorded our first EP, which was released the start of this year. Yeah, which is Noise Pollution. Yeah, go check it out. We had a lot of fun recording it, and hope that others like it as well. And we've just been recently, within this last couple months, we've just been starting to get loads and loads of gigs. Like we've got one coming up in a few weeks, opening for Pull Down the Sun, which I think you've had on here.
We have, yeah. Pull Down the Sun have been on the podcast as well.
Yeah, and we had, it was a month or so ago, we opened for the Feelers and stuff. So we're just getting quite a few.
Well, yeah, that's quite a gig there.
Yeah, it was epic. Yeah, it was awesome to meet everyone else as well. They're all awesome people, and it was good fun.
Congratulations, gents. Well, enjoy the journey that is music, and having music in your life is certainly such a rewarding thing. We're going to go to your first track today called Take It or Leave It. What's the song about?
It came from a jam that we were all having, which was, it actually changed quite a lot over the course of writing it, because it was probably twice as fast as it is now, which it was ridiculous when we first heard it, when we first started writing it. And yeah, it just kind of evolved into that. I actually don't know what it's about, to be honest. Henry's quite secretive with all that stuff. But yeah, I'm sure it's got some deep. Yeah, some deep meaning that we're not aware of. But, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's subliminal, or it's meant to be a little bit of code. We're not actually meant to know what it's fully about. We're going to keep it a surprise, with music, because everyone interprets it differently. That kind of thing.
Interpret it in your own way. Yeah.
Take it or leave it as you will, if that's a thing.
Yeah. Like that, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle. Kyle from South Park is in the audience today. Anyways, powderchutes.com, check it out. This is New Zealand music.
When you and I survive. Take it or leave it, put you 6 feet in the ground, yeah, don't even need it. Got my head in the clouds, so I'm telling you now, come on down. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it, put you 6 feet in the ground, yeah, don't even need it. Got my head in the clouds, so I'm telling you now, come on down. Hey, all you people out on the street, standing here and listening to the different beats. I don't have a gun, but you still want to run away from me and all my friends. Oh no, we're not having fun. Hey, you go down to the water, let's give you a show. Standing here all alone, oh no, please don't go. Don't leave me here all on my own. All my friends are leaving, let's hit the road. Take it or leave it, but you 6 feet in the ground, you don't even need it. Got my head in the clouds, so I'm telling you now, come on down. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it.
Kiwiradio.nz. Oh, rock and roll. I could just only imagine that live. You guys must really rock it live, right? Who's the heaviest sort of like heavy hair metal guy in the band?
That would definitely be Clark. Yeah, I'd probably get heavier. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'm slowly pulling him over.
Oh, what? He's in the background there somewhere?
So,
He's probably writing a tune, to be honest. If he's busy, he's busy. Now, who are your influences? Quite British rock, in my opinion.
well, we listen to literally everything under the sun.
Name some.
But
You mentioned Steelers earlier.
Listen to a lot of like the Royal Bloody stuff, like Highly Suspect. We love a lot, like the music, the New Zealand music scene's incredible.
It
Like,
absolutely
she had-
is. We've been doing this podcast now for about 56 weeks, and holy moly,
Yeah.
I get surprised each and every week. And
Yeah.
it's really good.
Alien Weaponry is an awesome one. Yeah, Alien Weaponry.
Yeah, good, right? They're good.
Yeah. They came to Wanaka, they school actually, and we got to meet them. And
Okay. That's cool. What did that jam sound like? And will they be a super?
We're all a bit nervous. Yeah, we just one of their songs. A couple of our Luca, he was singing. Yeah. So
That could be a
that's
possible. That could be a possible supergroup for the future. You always hear about that. Dave Grohl would be a perfect guy. I mean, he's in so many.
Dave, we were just talking about it before.
Oh, were you?
I was saying how he should definitely have a guest appearance.
Yeah, he should, right? He should just be on the next Powder feature. Dave. Speaking of that, if you have any collaboration in your music, is there any? Is there a wish list?
Oh, that's so hard.
I told you I was going to ask you hard questions. That's how.
Yeah, I reckon Seamus from Sea Mouse, the New Zealand band.
God, I
Quite
love
good.
Sea Mouse. Do you know they remind me a
Yeah.
little bit like White Stripes ish, and
Yeah,
they're just
yeah,
so
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually remind me a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys are old enough for this, but there was another Kiwi music band called Crescendo Mafia. So quite like Kings of
Yeah,
Leonish.
yeah.
And Sea Mouse is
Yeah.
like a hybrid of Kings of Leon with a little bit of White Stripes. I absolutely love them. Like,
Yeah. With some blues influence.
yeah.
Yeah. Epic.
Okay, I know you guys don't really know what your songs are about, being the guitarist and bass player. You focus on other things, right? So, but Blind.
Yeah, we just go.
with Blind, let me think of a different question. What guitar tones or bass tones were you after when you were recording this one? There we go. Let's make it
This one would actually, it would be the questions. actually have a good idea what the song's about.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me then.
So I'm pretty sure that Henry wrote this about a girl, which is quite funny. Yeah. He hasn't told us what it is, but we've been investigating it. And
Yeah.
narrowing it down.
If you find out who it is, let me know. I am a music journalist, so I need to find out.
Yeah.
For paparazzi purpose. We need to know who this girl is. But check it out, powdershoots.com, blind. We also have Jeivenchy in the green room if you like EDM. He's a Filipino Kiwi pumping out some new stuff with Fatal Attraction album. He's in the green room as well. But you're tuned into Kiwiradio.nz. This is Blind Kiwi Music.
I don't know why you don't like the way I talk. It's as if you didn't like me right from the start. I don't even know why you act this way around me. You're so shy. Tell me, baby, please tell me why. We're starting to talk, we're starting to lie, we're starting to live, we all slowly die. I don't even know why. Look into my eyes, tell me what you see. Standing right in front of me. I wouldn't know how, I wouldn't know why. I don't even know why you are the way you are. Look into my eyes, tell me what you see. Look, I know we didn't get off to a good start last night. Can we just sort this out? We used to be the best of friends, and then you left, and I needed your help. I can tell you, no, I can tell you. Look into my eyes, see what you see. Stand around in front of me. I wouldn't know how, I wouldn't know why. I don't even know why you are the way you are. Look into my eyes, tell me what you say. We're so alone, nowhere to go. Take me home. You've never said that to me before. Oh, we never left the shore. We are not the only ones who have fun on Friday nights at yours. Can't you see that I want more? Look into my eyes, tell me what you said. I don't even know why you are the way you are. Look into my eyes, tell me what you said. Take me home. Take me home. I'm so
Kiwiradio.nz. That is Powder Shoots, a garage band from Wanaka, New Zealand. Type 4 Police, and we have half the band with us today. Awesome, guys. That's really enjoyable. Great music.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Love it. Well, we're coming to the close of your particular segment with a track called Mellow Song. Your socials, your Spotify.
So our main socials are probably at Powder Shoots on Instagram, pretty simple, and then same with Spotify, unless you just search up How to Shoot, to be the first one that pops up.
Yeah, man. I just wish you all the best with your music journey, and really enjoyable tracks that you're pumping out. So thank you for that. And
thank you.
I just hope you stay cool and stay creative. Any final comments?
Just thanks for having us. It was awesome to come on here and have the chance to talk to you. Thank you.
Was this your first radio gig, or have you done others?
We've done one other one, which was us two again, because we're obviously just the coolest. But yeah,
yeah.
This was our second one. But
what was the other radio station?
it was the most FM, yeah.
Most
and we did a
yeah.
live show on Radio Monica. Yeah.
How are you finding the balance with sort of, I guess, showcasing your stuff online and then versus meeting people in person, rocking out? I mean, are you that kind of band that, you know, talks to everyone afterwards, or like you say, does your drummer say that it's time to gap it straight afterwards?
No, we like to talk to people as much as we can. That's just all. Yeah, that's the fun of it. Yeah, it's the fun part of meeting people and have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a really cool piece of advice from I think it was Linkin Park, who said that they always took the time to talk to everyone in the crowd. I remember doing that once in London, and I just saw everyone, and there was one guy who recognized that I had a Kiwi accent in the middle of London. So he invited us to play a music festival with Tahuna Breaks and I Am Giant. So, I mean, that never would have happened if I never spoke to him, you know? So, yeah, just make the effort. Any other advice? Now, I know you're both, you know, youngins, shall we say? But that just means you've got so much ahead of you. Any other great pieces of advice for young bands coming up in New Zealand wanting to make music?
Just do what you enjoy, and just don't try and be like a different man. Just do whatever feels right and what comes out when you try to write songs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually Billy Gibbons quote. Play what you want to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you're in, is that right?
Yeah, all live in Monica.
Plans for Auckland, or what's next for the band?
We haven't really talked about it much, because I've got all of us except Otis have got one more year of school, and then we're out. And then Otis is 1 year behind us, so we haven't really talked about what we want to do. But I think Wellington or Auckland would be awesome to just have a go around there and see what's what.
Yeah, absolutely, and have a great time while doing it. Well, thank you so much, gents, for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Check them out, powdershoots.com, and this is their closing song for the segment, but don't go anywhere. We also have Jeivenchy with us, a Filipino Kiwi EDM artist with a track called, with an album called Fatal Attraction. So we'll be showcasing that music as well. You're tuned in to Kiwiradio.nz and Aka.nz.
Here we are, a new world awaits us, far from reality. Oh, in your cages, lock it down, or be forced to obey us. We know you're doing it wrong, rising up, but we stand strong. Into the darkness, into the flames, when they hear us, they're calling our names. Into the fire, a roaring blaze. It's in the nature, it's in the name. I'm the voice that's inside your head. I've been there forever long. I'm the one to take you down and bring all your fame on. Listen to these voices. This is for your own sake. I'll make you to see this enemies. Why can't they hear us? They're calling our names. Running waves, feeling the hatred. It's in the name.
Kiwiradio. And we want to say thank you to Craig for the live stream today. Check him out on Tremors Manic on YouTube. And yeah, love to have you on the show someday, Craig. Thanks again for joining us. We've just showcased Powder Chutes. They're all under 18 and they're already bringing out some great music. What did you think of that, Jeivenchy?
That was awesome. I would love to see one of their shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love rock music too. It's one of my influences. Just so happen to make
Yeah.
rock music. Yeah, like that was good.
That's really cool. Hey, maybe you'll insert a bit of the guitars for future records and be inspired by that.
Yes, there's a lot of opportunities. We'll see.
Excellent. Well, it's great. Glad to have another Filipino Kiwi in the podcast today. So whereabouts in the Philippines are you from?
I'm from Manila, Marikina, specifically, if you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you well connected with the Filipino community in New Zealand?
Not so much anymore.
You're always just at hybrid rose gigs, right? That's
yes.
Yes. Tell us a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, I'm quite elusive these days. I've been staying at home quite a lot.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing or anything, as long as you're being creative while at it. Tell us a little bit about your creative space when you're writing music. Are you recording it yourself, or do you work with a producer? And how do you make your songs?
So I write all my songs on my own. So I go into kind of like a hibernate mode where I would just write songs nonstop, and then I would record them myself in my bedroom, which is like one corner of my bedroom with like a microphone that I bought, and then I would send it to a producer whom I'm interested in working with.
Yep.
And the magic begins there.
Yeah, it is definitely a magical process of making music. And thank you again for showing your music to our audience today. The next track we're going to showcase is called Baggage Drop. Now, it sounds like your songs are quite deep, especially you mentioned earlier the first song that we mentioned was about capitalism. Is this one about anything in particular? Would it be airports? I don't know.
It does reference the airport.
Okay.
It does reference that, but it's essentially, personally for me, what I take from it as the writer, is that it's just me dropping, emotional baggage.
Yeah.
Things that I don't need to carry forward or just weighing me back.
There's a really cool quote that I like. You become the average of the closest people to you, the 5 closest people to you. In saying that, have you come across people that have emotional baggage and that you've kind of distanced away, or are you one of those people that want to help? What's your personality trait when it comes to emotional baggage?
Well, if I connect with someone, I would really, do my best to help and my best my best capabilities. But there's only so much I could also do, you know,
Mm.
before it gets too toxic. So like sometimes space is important as well.
Mhm.
If you have nothing to contribute to help improve someone's, battle, if they're in some kind of like a struggle that they just need to deal with themselves alone. But if they need me, they know the people that
Mm.
my friends, my family, they know I'll be there for sure.
I've actually had a few sessions with a professional counselor, and they were talking about
Mm-hmm.
things like the winner's triangle. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people attract drama. It's about the drama triangle, and sometimes people want to naturally rescue them at such, but sometimes um, people have to fight their own battles as well, and
Definitely.
at the same time, be empathetic and all that sort of thing about it, but at the same time, yeah, we sometimes have our own battles as well. So,
Yes,
um,
definitely. And some of it we have to face alone. And
mm,
sometimes we need to respect that space,
yeah,
no matter how much we want to try rescue someone, I suppose.
yeah, yeah. But it's also important to have a safe space there as well. That you do have
Mm,
close people around you as well. Should you need to talk to them about that as well. Emotional baggage.
definitely.
This is not a
Definitely.
counseling podcast. I am not a counselor. We're just interviewing our guests and really asking those real questions as well in between the music. Anyways, this is Jeivenchy. Check out the album called Fatal Attraction. We'll be back with another song of Jeivenchy. This is Baggage Drop. Check it out. Kiwiradio.nz.
I've developed one that you have this moving envelope. Whoa, I'm done bringing confidence, cause I ain't crying no more. Those songs, I gotta take off. Back, get up, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Back, get up, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Back, get up, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Back, get up, B-A-G-A-G-E. I'm not going back. All this trepidation should get off my back. Now that's a fact. I'm leaving it behind, never looking back. Cause I ain't crying no more. No more songs. My emancipation has finally come. It's time to move on. Back, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Back, kids drop. B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Back, kids drop. B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Back, kids drop. B-A-G-G-E. Wala nang pangangamba at pagtataka. Naglaw ang dinadala, malaya na ako'y manawala ng pagkigalit at hapdi. Wala nang sakit na ipaglalasing. Lahat ito ay naipake na, ako'y malaya na, ako'y malaya na. No excuse, dropping excess baggage on the floor. No excuses, dropping excess baggage on the floor. Baggage drop, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Baggage drop, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Back drop, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Baggage drop, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Baggage drop, B-A-G-G-A-G. Baggage drop, B-A-G-G-A-G. Baggage drop, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Baggage drop, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Baggage drop, B-A-G-G-A-G-E. Baggage drop, B-A-G-G-E. Back.
Kiwiradio.nz.
Kiwiradio.nz's featured artist moment is Samantha Josephine with the lead single Feels from the brand new record A Light Boy in His.
Kinda when it's solid. I don't know you feel, hey. Kinda where you find it. Kinda where you feel, hey. So trace.
Check her out at SamanthaJosephineAlbums.com.
Now, we've been plugging Samantha Joseph. Thank you, Samantha, for actually sponsoring the podcast, hence why. And we also love your grungy sound. So thank you again, Samantha Josephine. And there's the plug there. Now, we were speaking about your friend Hybrid Rose, and I just wanted to tell people a little bit about Hybrid as well, because I think the track is called Video Games. Have a listen to this. It's so cool.
So good.
So Hybrid actually collabs with you a little bit, or what's the story?
We met in Agam gig last year. Yeah, 2021. So we met first time. She was there, and I was the opening act. And a few months down the line, I tapped her and just said, like, "Hey, would you be interested in producing my album?" And we started collaborating. And I wrote a song for her recent album, Hypercon.
Cool.
So collaborated with Paris, which is
love
a
Paris.
homage. Yes, it's a homage to Paris is Burning,
Yeah.
to the origins of Vogue, the voguing culture, the ballroom dance clubs, Willie Ninja, so many great artists from that period that influenced house music and Vogue.
Yeah, I love house music. Music always makes me feel so good. And
Yes, definitely. It's just like a good, vibe.
yeah, I love just dancing to house music all night and make the chant. It really does make you feel good. And when that bass line or that kick is right, yeah, that's a good time. Well, we're here to celebrate your music there, Jeivenchy. We've actually got 2 more songs that I want to showcase today, if that's okay with you. And make it a real feature.
Fine.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, that's great. Happy to do so. Now, songs by Jeivenchy, and this next track is called Mario Kart. Now, have you been playing Nintendo recently, or what's the story with this next one?
So, well, it was a playful melody that came into my mind one time. I just woke up and I was like, "Kumilizera tayo." And before that, like the first album that I released had a song called Nintendo, and they're similar in concept and also in thematics, because they're about frustrating love affairs. So that's what this song is about. I just wanted to be playful with it, and with the allusion to Nintendo, one of their most famous games.
Let's check it out. You're tuned in to Kiwiradio.nz. Jeivenchy is our guest.
Baby, I'm heated. You jump on bed. You got articles in my eyes slowly. Come closer and closer to my body. Got my feeling body hit all around me. Suddenly your body wrap around me, making my damn jaw drop. Yeah, you got me. I'm losing focus when you touch me. This first place, so won't you stop, please? I'm in a so distracted. Yeah, you got me losing at Mario Kart. Got me losing at Mario. Got me losing at Mario Kart. Got me losing at Mario. Got me losing at Mario Kart. This is speed, and crazy commotion. I fell onto 6th place. I'm still driving. I feel your weight on top of me, and I'm slowly falling closer and closer to conceding. I swear, I feel the earth is moving. I'm sweating up in here, I'm feeling it. No, baby, no stop. Yeah, you got me. Yeah, got me losing focus when you touch me. Yeah, I lose first place, so won't you stop, please? Yeah, I'm in a zone, you're so distracting. Yeah, you got me losing at my own car. Got me losing at my own. Got me losing at my own car. Got me losing at my own. Got me losing at my own car. Got me losing at my own. Got me losing at my own car. Got me losing at my own. Got me losing at my own car. I know you've come to see, but maybe I'm deceived. You're whispering dirty, and nothing's to me. I'm playing my game, don't leave, no baby, don't stop. Oh yeah, you got me, yeah. Got me losing focus when you touch me, yeah. I lose first place on all this stuff, please, yeah. I'm in a zone and so distracting. And you got me losing at Mario Kart. Got me losing at Mario. Got me losing at Mario Kart. Got me losing at Mario. Got me losing at Mario Kart. Got me losing at Mario. Got me losing at Mario Kart. Got me losing at Mario. Got me losing at Mario Kart.
Hey, thanks so much. Thanks so much to Craig joining us in the chat room there. Glad you're enjoying the sounds tonight there, Craig, and hopefully your office stuff is going to be working for next week for your computer. And technology sometimes gets here, but just keep going. Have you had any technical glitches in the studio recently, Jeivenchy, that got you a little bit frustrated?
Well, funny thing is actually I've only self-taught how to use all this stuff through YouTube.
Yeah.
During the lockdown, the first lockdown, because I decided that first lockdown I was going to write an album and I'm going to go on YouTube and learn how to write music, so I could send a songwriting demo to a producer. So half the time I don't know what I'm doing.
It sounds pretty good, actually. Which channels did you end up researching?
I forgot the channel. I think it was Sanjay. He had these tutorials how to use Ableton. Because Ableton is what I was using, and I just followed it step by step how to use microphones, how to record the right levels, how to not peak too much or have the gain too low. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, just keep at it because, the 10,000 hour rule means you become an expert in anything. So we hope you continue doing the music studio 10 as you do and keep producing some great beats. Tremors is in the chat room saying he's technically retarded.
Actually, those beats are courtesy of Hybrid Growth. So the ones I made are unheard of, and I think that's it's best that they stay that way. For now.
Hey, you should hear some of my records, by the way. If you're on Spotify, check out my own record called Friendly Fire by a band called This Flight Tonight.
Fire.
Yeah, This Flight Tonight.
I shall check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. We were signed back then, and I was the singer. And what I used to do with our demos was if I had guitar sound, I would literally sing the guitar sound. Like whatever it was.
That's amazing.
I'm glad it never that So we will call it. Never made the extra rule.
Oh,
Get the point across.
it does. Mind you, my like my mom trying to imitate like a beat or a violin. So I see where you're coming from. Yeah, totally relate. Sometimes you just need to do that just to convey the idea.
Convey the idea, and it's and get that across. I'm glad you're collaborating with Hybrid Rose. Really cool. Really can wish you all the best. Salamat.
Salamat.
Jeivenchy. And
walang ano man. Salamat din.
How fluent are you at Tagalog?
I'm pretty fluent. I just don't know the deep words. My pronunciation is getting worse every year, but I'm still pretty fluent. Yeah. If I'm with my parents, who live in Auckland, I'm pretty much speaking Tagalog. The whole time. Yeah.
Is there any cool traditional Filipino music we should check out? I mean, the only one I can think of was I think it was Warren G. Is it? No, not Warren G. Who's the guy that sings Humana Kana Pangit? Humana Kana. Who is that?
I know that I can't remember who the artist was. But that is a really famous song.
Yeah, it is very famous.
Yes, one I would suggest is Kanlungan. You might know of this. By Noel Cabangon. Lumilipas ang taon rin ng ating kulita ang mga purot naman. That song.
Yeah. Actually, if you wanted to do an a cappella for the show, and you've done it. So.
Thank you. My voice is a little bit rusty today, but I hope that sounded okay.
Your music's absolutely wonderful. So where can we find your track? One that's just tuned. Where can we find Jeivenchy, and how do you spell it? So by the way, I'm going to look for everyone. Jeivenchy is spelled Julia Echo India, Victor Echo November, Charlie Hotel Yankee.
Nchy. You can find me on Spotify. You can also find me on Apple Music, and I'm also on Instagram at Jeivenchy, and you can search my website. So I'm kind of
Yeah, absolutely, Jeivenchy. I'll be in touch with you for sure. The main social I'm using is Instagram.com/Kiwiradio.nz. So add me on there for anyone listening. So Balenciaga is the next track and the closing track for your. What's Balenciaga? Am I saying that right?
Balenciaga, yes. Balenciaga is a designer brand.
It's a designer brand,
yes, it's a designer brand. So yeah, and same kind of like level. Really priced. I just woke up one day and had a melody that just decided to write a song about a person who's just a superficial person, essentially. And that's the whole thing about the song. And
yeah, the superficial. That's the I guess the dangers of sometimes of social media is we're competing with each other's images. It's like the echo chamber of the fake Ritz. That's what I like to call it.
Yes,
because
and how it's romanticized for people to have all these branded things, and which is I think it's fine, but like if you're after paying it and you're choosing it over your food or rent, then that becomes
yeah, absolutely
a different thing.
Having nice stuff, there's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't define a person. And if anything, sometimes
definitely not.
It can cloud the real person inside. Sometimes with that. So
yeah, and you can have style with
Yeah, you can have style. Hey, I've got the thrifting style. I find every now and then I find a really cool jacket from stores, and you with something designer, and then you kind of mix and match, and no one sometimes vintage is.
Yes, definitely. And by all means, you can afford to do it. Just not in sacrificing something else. Just be you. That's essentially the message of that song. Just like.
What's the important message that you'd like to give to everyone as part of your music? What's the main things that keep you up at 3 a.m. in the morning that translates to your music? You know, what's some of the things that's in your mind?
Of things, kind of hard. But if I were to narrow it down and just base it off my recent album, it's that like there's a lot of expectations of how you should be, how you should act, and it ultimately, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It's just you have to do you, and everything else is background noise.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it's not even that interesting trying to impress people that you don't even know or like. So,
yeah.
Craig's in the chat room saying sites today. Yeah, to kind of make our podcast really interesting sometimes, and talk to our artists. And Tremors is in the chat room saying they paid $4 for a really cool suit jacket. Yeah, I think
that is amazing.
I think I found a $3 like a bomber jacket. Really cool because I really like bomber jackets. And $3. So I beat you there, Tremors, by $1. All right, what's next for you, musically and creatively? What are you up to this year?
I may be working on something. Don't want to speak too much about it until everything is solid.
I like your way.
You'll hear from me.
I like your way of thinking. One of my favorite musicians, shout out to Harry on bass, he was saying that sometimes exciting things can happen in your music career, but sometimes they do fall through. Not all the time. You hit the home run. And like, for example, if he's playing a really cool gig, right, he'll only announce the gig as he's boarding the flight at the airport, kind of thing sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we're playing this amazing gig and that kind of thing. Because sometimes, sometimes it does fall through and
especially with COVID.
Yeah, exactly right.
Hopefully not anymore.
How are you doing with this current climate, and how are you doing?
Gigs are really hard. So much harder. I think especially with like the genre that me and Rose are doing. It's just harder to find gigs, and if not, so many gigs fell through in the last couple months, and it's a bit challenging, but guess it's more time to make art in my bedroom.
Sometimes as well, if it doesn't exist, make it. That's what I did with Kiwiradio.nz. If you recall, in New Zealand music history, there was another radio station dedicated to New Zealand music called Kiwi FM. They started becoming commercial because they had some commercial sort of pressures, whereas we've got the internet, and Kiwiradio.nz is truly sponsored by you guys. So, and so we don't really have any commercial interests, and I had to make that from nothing. You and you rate stuff. Check out my YouTube channel. Of interviews for the first time with phones, and I got to interview a couple of people from Ponsonby Social Club, and that's a really cool venue. Have you seen that one?
What's the name again?
Ponsonby Social Club. Not a plug, by the way, but
Ponsonby. Yes, I have been there. Actually, I've drank and partied there, but I haven't. I haven't attended a gig specifically because I'm rarely ever over there.
Yeah. No, I really.
And you know how Filipino families are.
I do.
Yeah. You have to be with the family all the time.
Yeah. Filipinos have a real culture of it's all about family and food. It's
Food and family, like
food and family.
absolutely.
The two Fs.
Yes, the two S.
Uh,
You are absolutely right.
Tremors is in the chat room saying, interesting that you were talking about the emotional stuff as though, with being an artist, it's hard work at times. And yeah, I think, musicians are emotional creatures, and that's why we make creative stuff, and it comes out as legitimate, that kind of thing, if
Yes.
it comes out as real. So thank you so much for answering these questions. And have any of them been quite to answer, or are you quite comfortable there?
I think I'm quite comfortable with them. Yeah, good question. Thank you.
No, thank you very much.
Fun to answer.
Now, a lot of your music seems like they've got a video game theme to it. Are you much of a video gamer, if anything?
Not really. I'm not really much of a gamer, which is quite ironic. I write a lot of these songs that have the thematics.
Do you just like the sound of?
Game.
Do you like the sound of that video game 8-bit chip?
Yes,
thing?
I just love it, and I mean, I did grow up with a Nintendo, so yeah, I was obsessed with it when I was younger, and I just grew out of it. So sometimes, like when I'm writing a song, some random thing that I was doing years ago would just somehow just to be useful as a reference. But yeah, no.
You were talking about Vogue culture earlier. Who are your inspirations in terms of singers? House music.
I have plenty. But if I were to be specific, it would be David Bowie, Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna.
It's great. Lady Gaga.
I've got a good Lady Gaga. I've got a good Lady Gaga joke for you. I've said it before on the podcast. Okay. You want to hear
it? Yes, I want to hear it.
Yes. How does Lady Gaga like her steak? Raw, 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 raw.
That was good. That was a good one.
Do you have any good jokes?
Not that I can think of right now. Not on the spot. Not on the spot.
That's a hard question because even me, I have to prepare my jokes earlier, and like rehearse 20 times so that I get the punch.
Yeah. Oh man, like if I had to say something on the spot, it might come out inappropriate. So let's save it for another time.
Now, when you do get out on the road with Hybrid Rose and Jeivenchy, what's that stage show like?
Lots of lighting, lots of leather. When leather, it's a ball. It's a pop show. It's a cabaret. Like it's all those fit into one show. So there's choreography.
Nice.
And of course, there will be vocals.
You're based in New Zealand?
I'm based in Wellington.
Wellington. That's cool.
Yes.
Any plans for Auckland?
Not at this stage. Hopefully soon. I'd love to do a gig over there.
Mm-hmm.
Love to bring the show that me and Rose have done.
Mm-hmm.
I think there will be a lot of audience.
Yeah, and I certainly next time I'm in Wellington, I'll keep an eye and an ear out for you, and wish you all the best with your musical endeavors. Thank you so much, Jeivenchy, for being on the show. Is there any final plugs or closing statements? Oh, we've got. By the way, we've got. Sorry about this. Before you do,
no worries.
There's always latecomers to the show. But thank you so much for being on the show. Now, let me just read a couple of comments. Tremors is in the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
Why did the old man... He's got a joke. Are you ready? Do you want to hear Tremors' joke here? Why did the old man fall in the well?
Why?
The answer is because he didn't see that well. Kiwi Bear has just
Good.
joined the chat room. Thank you so much, Kiwi Bear, for joining in every now and then. We really do appreciate you being part of the audience here. He's saying that Kiwiradio.nz is the only radio show that pops up like a Doctor Who phone booth. Yeah. Well, we kind of have been for the last 56 weeks, been really predictable. We do stream live 7 to 8 p.m. New Zealand time, Tuesdays, New Zealand time. So we've been pretty predictable for the last 56 weeks in a row. We also have a new segment on Kiwiradio.nz now. If you're there to listen to New Zealand music and don't want ads, tune in weekdays at the moment, 8 to 11 p.m. We've got a playlist of 100 New Zealand music, ad-free, 8 to 11 p.m. New Zealand time on weekdays. That's the show. What I was going to ask you, is there anything else, Jeivenchy?
I'll just say stay tuned. You know where to find me at Jeivenchy on Instagram, www.jeivenchy.com, and my Spotify is, of course, Jeivenchy. And thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Kumusta, salamat po to Jeivenchy. Check out the brand new album, Fatal Attraction. Very exciting. And glad you're doing the home studio things, because sometimes if you're an indie musician, you just got to do it to get it across the finish line, you know? So I'm really valuing your music here. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go. This is Jeivenchy with a track called Balenciaga.
From head to toe, el llego rápido en el aventador. But he's a lonely boy. But he's a lonely boy. You can forgive me. Understand you. Oh, don't want you to trust me. Only hurt you. Oh, you know that is ever gotta be changed. Everything stays the same. That is ever gotta be changed. Balenciaga, from head to toe. El llego rápido en el aventador. He's a lonely boy. But he's a lonely boy. I know you leave me. I know you do. I wish I could make you stay, but we both know the truth. You know nothing's ever gonna be changed. Everything stays the same. Nothing's ever gonna be changed. Balenciaga, from head to toe. El llego rápido en el aventador. But he's a lonely boy. But he's a lonely boy. Balenciaga, from head to toe. El llego rápido en el aventador. Oh, but he's a lonely
He's a lonely boy. But he's a lonely boy. Balenciaga.
Kiwiradio.nz. Thank you so much to Jeivenchy for that wonderful music. If you like house music, Vogue culture, yeah, really good. So check it out, Jeivenchy. And we're almost at the end of the show, but seeing as though we're celebrating New Zealand music today, I found the coolest jazzy song, and just kind of like really cool. Miyake is the artist, with a track called Infatuated, which I'll play right now. Mia J is actually the singer for this, and I actually met Mia J when we did the X Factor boot camp thing. And do you remember that show? X Factor. Did you know that I made the top 25 for that? Yeah, I don't know how. And I didn't pay off the judges, honestly. I really didn't. But Miyake, what I was going to say is Mia kind of fell through the radar. Like, she didn't really make any charts on the show, but she's amazing. Like, you know? And some of the, the top 10 the artists that were in that show aren't doing anything now, or their music's really dull, in my opinion, but not with Mia, man. So I'm actually really glad that I got her email at one point, because when I heard her voice, I was like, man, this is a good singer, and she makes some really cool music. So check it out. It's called Miyake, and this is my track recommendation for the day, the coolest New Zealand music tune.
I'm about to go out. It's like I'm looking at a stranger. You really find you held you against the paper. My body's running so hot. If you touch me, I could burn you. But I don't want you to stop. Why don't you push a little further? You're pulling at my tide, want me to fall in line. Am I the bad guy? Have I hurt your pride? We could turn around, try to calm it down, but I know I do well. It's about to go off. Infatuated, I'm hurting for you. Taking a breath, but I'm flowing over. Baby, it's not malicious, I just wanna write it out. Why is it so delicious when you're stomping on my ground? Take it up just a notch. I wanna exercise my power. You think you're staring me down, but I could do this shit for hours. Why are you taking me on? You're turning me into a monster. What even started this up? Let the temptation take me under. You're pulling at my tide, want me to fall in line. Am I the bad guy? Have I hurt your pride? We could turn around, try to calm it down, but I know us too well. It's about to go off. Infatuated, I'm hurting for you. Taking a breath, but I'm flowing over. Baby, it's not malicious, I just wanna write it out.
Kiwiradio.nz. I absolutely agree with Kiwi Bear in the chat room there, saying that track punches out from the first note. Yeah, Miyake certainly has feel. Big heart indeed. Go find her on Instagram. That's the best place that I found her. And that's so if you're on Instagram, it's _ Miyake. So Michael, India, Alpha, Kilo, India, Echo, Miyake. Very, very cool video too. It's just got that vibe that makes you want a nice 100-year-old scotch or something. It's definitely it. Coming up on the show, we've got so much Kiwi music coming out of our ears. Let's have a look at the schedule at Kiwiradio.nz/radio. So next week, we've got Gavin Kennedy, Violet French, and Lovita. Now, Lovita actually got in touch with me because she is plugging a brand new single called Drive, which I won't play today, but I will play and close off the show with another track of Lovita's to kind of get you tempted for that next show, which is Tuesdays, 7 p.m. New Zealand, West Auckland time. So that's next week. And we've got a bunch more stuff coming. So just have a look at our website, Kiwiradio.nz. Now, I've been playing around with the website a little bit as well. And what you'll find is the music player is now on the bottom left, and it's nice and clear with the play button there. You can actually play, like, there's a drop-down menu, so you can check out upfm.co.nz straight from the same website. So that's techno music. I've also found this really cool radio playlist called jazzchill.com. And I decided, why not play their stuff on kiwiradio.nz as well. So if you have a look, check out the video thing here that I'm displaying right now. Go to kiwiradio.nz. On the bottom left, there is the music player, and you can choose from those 3 flavors. If there is a genre that we should be showcasing, like if you're, a rocker, indie rocker, and you love guitar music, or if you like orchestral music, you just suggest it in our little Discord chat. You can actually put requests and things like that, or let us know what kind of genres you want to hear at kiwiradio.nz. And if you love New Zealand music, remember it's weekdays 8 to 11 p.m. New Zealand time for our Kiwi Music 100% playlist. So closing off the show today is Lovita. More Than Fun is the track, and I certainly have had more than fun having both Powder Chutes and Jeivenchy in today's episode. Thank you so much to Craig and Kiwi Bear in the chat room for keeping me company. And closing off now with Lovita. She'll be on the podcast next week, so stay tuned for that. Kiwiradio.nz, same time, same channel. Have a good evening.
You've got away with me. Nothing more to explain. Why don't you stay a little longer where it's all happening? Let the feeling take over. Oh, we got no worries tonight. No signs of stopping. Let's live in this moment. Oh, and there's no end in sight. Just let it go. Just let it go. Don't wanna waste no time. Never know what comes tomorrow. Just pull me closer and tear up the stands for just you and I. Take this feeling higher. 'Cause I'm falling again while I'm holding your hand. No more darling. Let me call. Oh, when the nights grow longer, it's only you and I as we move along. Bring me to life now, baby. You got me thinking this could be more than fun. 'Cause when the nights grow longer, it's only need a life now, baby. You got me thinking this could be more than fun. Coming on. I feel it coming up and know I can get enough. I won't stop till we reach the top. Oh, I feel it coming up and know I can get enough. I won't stop till we reach the top. Oh, I feel it coming up and know I can get enough. I won't stop till we reach the top. Oh, I feel it coming up and know I can get enough. I won't stop till we reach the top. Let's go longer, the song we do it. Thinking this could be more than fun. Could be more. 'Cause when the nights go longer, the song we do it. I just groove along as we move. Bring me to life now, baby. You got me thinking this could be more than fun. Could be more. Oh, when the nights go longer, the song we do and I just groove along. Only you and I. Bring me to life now, baby. Got me thinking this could be more than fun. Got me thinking, you got me thinking. When the nights go longer, the song we do and I just groove along. We got up and could be more than fun.
Are you a small business owner in Auckland? Set up shop. Message sales@aucklandmamamarket.co.nz. Held in different venues around Auckland, these are more than just markets. These are events with a surrounding of great food and coffee and live music by yours truly, ralphie.co.nz. Aimed at families with children aged 0 to 5, this is not a secondhand or craft market. We source one-of-a-kind and inspirational products for pregnancy, babies, young children, and also many treats for mum and dad. The focus is on new and stylish products at market prices. See you at the next Auckland Mama Market in Te Atatu, Milford, Ellerslie, and Mount Albert. aucklandmamamarket.co.nz.
Hello, I'm Sonic Space Lab and you are listening to Kiwiradio.nz. My new album, Cycles, is available now on all streaming platforms. Get yourself a good dose of techno for the soul.
Yeah, signing off with Sonic Space Lab there doing the little jingle snap for us. It's a 4-minute track called Breath. Hope you've enjoyed the show today. See you next week for La Vita and more to come. Cheers, everybody. That's the show. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kiwi Bear. Thanks, Trimmers Craig. I've been your host, Ralphie. Stay cool, stay creative. For all the creatives listening to the podcast, and if you just love New Zealand music and a fan of the tunes we're pumping out, we do the same time, same channel, Tuesday, 7 p.m. New Zealand time. It includes West Auckland time. And, love to have you. Thanks so much for keeping me company. Enjoy some New Zealand music at Kiwiradio.nz 24/7. That's it. I have spoken. Good night.